Hey everybody, welcome to my house. This is my garage. Behind me I have the family 67 Camaro RS. It's been in my wife's family since it was brand spanking new. It is one of the first cars off the Van Nuys assembly line. It was purchased in November of 1966 by my wife's grandfather, and it's been in the family ever since. So the car was actually gifted to me by my brother-in-law, who sadly has recently passed away. But he had gifted it to me several years ago, and the car was in Costa Mesa, California, and it was rusting, and it had a lot of cancer everywhere. So what he did is he basically tossed me the keys and he said, if you can fix this and keep it in the family, it's yours for free. And thank you, John. I really appreciate it, and it's been nothing but a joy for me to be able to restore this thing as best as I can. I'm not a rich guy. I've been trying to do everything as in the cheap as I can, so I might do a video on what it is that I've done on it later, but right now let me tell you what I have going with it. So what do we have going on? Because the car has a lot of drivability issues, I have here, and I bought on super duper sale from Aces EFI, I have one of their Killshot systems. So we're going to do a little bit of an unboxing on this so you can see what it is that I have and what it is that I got. And so as just a little bit of a heads up here, a couple of things were missing from it and I had some issues. So we'll be discussing a little bit of customer service from Aces also. And that has to do with this box also. So anyway, let's get down to it. We're going to see what it is we have inside here, how it showed up, maybe where they could have done a little bit better, but in general, we'll talk about it and we'll see what's inside. Stay tuned. All right, as you guys can tell, I've already opened the package. I've actually taken a peek to see what's inside of here, and I just put everything back the exact same way that I found it so that you guys can see what you can expect. So, in general, one strip of tape, you open it up, and inside here, you're gonna find your pick list, apparently, of what it is that you're going to get inside. In my situation, we have several components here, and this is the first thing I did. I opened it up to make sure that everything that is in here has been put into this box, okay? And we're going to get into that later, because not everything was there. Okay, so here's your pick lists. Kind of nice. Everything's there. Here's oddity number one. I found this right here on top, laying on top of my Aces Killshot box. Now, I found that a little odd because I don't understand why that would be on here. So, but let's get back to this in a second. So this is on top, and then I have my Killshot box. Now, inside my Killshot box, oh yeah, it's a little bit of separation. They put one piece of paper as separation, as padding. So we're going to take this out, and we're going to show you guys what it is that's inside of here. So here's my Killshot box. Another thing that I noticed is that it looks like this box has taken some damage. It's been creased, like something either, and right here you can see that it's bent. So I don't know if the box took a pounding this direction or if something laid on top of it. It's a little bit worrying because I'm not sure how this is going to end up once I install it, if it's going to run right or not, and I don't really want to have any problems. But, you know, you never know. That's what the packaging is for, right? In order to protect the things. So, here's what's inside. Inside, we run into another one of these things. And it is separating, which is nice. It's separating. It's a good cushion in between everything. Inside, you're also going to run into a lot of paperwork. These bad boys are huge. And it has some great pictures in here. At the rear, you're going to find some very, very, very mild, or not mild, but dim wiring diagrams. I don't even know if you guys can see the lines on here because I can barely see them and I'm standing right next to it. The type is really small, and the wiring diagrams, if that's what these are, or pin diagrams, are extremely faint. They're very, very hard to read. But in general, at least they're giving it to us, right? So with a magnifying glass, you might actually be able to do it. So this book right here, which is a full-on installation, basically a guide, it is about, ooh, that's 59, 60, 61, 62, 63 pages long, okay? And here you have a tuning reference guide. So, and the tuning reference guide is 15 pages long. Now, I believe that these items are actually available for download online from their website in case anything happens to them. So it's really cool to have these pre-printed because we're not going to roll around with a laptop as we're working on our cars, right? So it's awesome to have these pre-printed, that they don't expect you to just go over there and print 60 pages worth of instruction manual from your home computer. Way to go, Aces. This is awesome. And they're in color, by the way, so fantastic, guys. So here we get into what we have. Here we have our Killshot. Okay, this is our throttle body. This sucker is heavy duty. It feels like it's been machined really nice. The surfaces are super smooth, okay? When I did take it out, I did find a little bit of very thick grease laying on top of the blades. Well, we'll see how that goes. I mean, you know, I cleaned them off. But I mean, look at the machining on this. The powder coating is perfect. The thing is just beefy. The connections look really nice. All the installation looks tight. It's just a beautiful piece of machinery, man. I'm looking forward to seeing how this runs inside of my car. So there you go. So there's the Killshot. All right. Here we have the ECU. And again, it's just the Killshot ECU, right? So I have a Patronic system on my for ignition, and I'm not going to do any timing. It's not going to control the timing for me, which I know I wish that I could have bought the whole dang kit that includes everything, and that I could have controlled the timing too. But maybe in the future. What you guys don't know about me is that I'm married, and as most married guys know, everything goes through committee, and it's hard enough being able to purchase anything of this nature, you know, when there's not a supreme need for it. But anyway, my wife is a very generous lady, and she allowed me to go this far at least with it. So this is what you're getting. This is beautiful, by the way. It's actually aluminum, man. It feels like a nice heat sink. It has some beef to it. This is not cheapy plastic. Now, the connectors are plastic, but in general, this is very nice. Now, I'm an aircraft mechanic, and to me, it's very interesting that these things don't have caps that it comes with in order to protect the pins. That's a pet peeve of mine. You don't really need it. I mean, it was well protected inside of the packaging right here, but it's just interesting because you never know what might get in there or might break it. If you just happen to put something down in there, you might break a pin. You guys need to be careful with that, okay? So let's move this over here. I'm gonna put that right there. Underneath the ECU, we have this thing. There we go. I'm gonna open it up, and this looks like our water temperature sensor. Very nice. It's inside of a little baggie. So we're going to put that back inside, and it has a box. I find this very interesting because it is in a separate baggie and it is in a box, and every other review that I've seen so far, and there's not many of them on YouTube, it shows the wire harnesses and pretty much everything wrapped in plastic inside of a bag. We don't have that in this kit, so I'm kind of wondering, given the fact that this padding was misplaced, and there were a couple things missing in here, which we're about to get into. Is this used or something? I don't understand. So this is not in a separate bag. All the wire harness is not in a separate bag, and I found that weird. Is it a deal breaker? No, it's not. But it is kind of odd. So that's what is in this compartment. Over here, we have a pretty nice. It's a mount for your display. It looks pretty cool, you know. I'm hoping it works well. I haven't tried to put it on the car yet to see how it affixes itself to it. I mean, if the suction cup any good or not, I have no idea, but it looks pretty sturdy. It looks really nice, and it looks like it's adjustable in many, many ways. So we're gonna put that right there. All right, so what we have here, this is the 5-inch display, okay? So it's kind of nice. I believe this is plastic. Because if this is metal, it doesn't really feel like it, but I believe this is plastic, but it's a nice, healthy plastic. It has the Aces written on the bottom right there, embossed. Good amount of cable it looks like too. So it's very nice. It's not scratched. It looks like it's in pretty good shape. Put that right there. So here we have our wire harness. And like I said before, it's kind of odd that it isn't wrapped in plastic, because in other reviews I did see that it does come in plastic. But in general, the wire harness looks pretty good, nice and beefy. All the connectors look like they are in good shape. Everything's been attached already. Well, some of the relays look like they've been attached. Here they are. So everything looks good. Everything has a label on it. Well done, Aces. This is really pretty like, and again, odd to me is the fact that there's no caps or no bags or anything to protect your wire harness. But again, I mean, the proof will be in the pudding once we get this built, right? So I'm gonna set that down right here. All right, and underneath, we find your O2 sensor, okay? It's just a typical O2 sensor. That was in a plastic baggie, bubble wrapped, very nice. And in here we have some gaskets, okay, for the air filter, and we have one right here that goes underneath the kill shot, all right, between the manifold. And we have some hardware for mounting it. It looks like a T also, maybe for a vacuum line. I'll have to see what the heck that's all about, but some hardware here ready to go for the kill shot. All right, and here we have a nice grommet for when if you decide to put a hole in your firewall in order to run your display. We have a sticker, which is interesting because this is a sticker, and in previous videos that I've seen, people have been getting many stickers. Not that I need another sticker, but you know, I'm just saying. Then we have a keychain. Nice Aces keychain. Very nice, actually. Thank you, Aces. That's much appreciated. I think that's a great bonus, guys. So here's where we run into the issue that I had. Oh, I forgot about these. So here you have your standoffs. Well, in aviation, we call them standoffs. They're basically rubber isolators to mount your ECU, whether you want to put them inside of your engine compartment or put them underneath your dash somewhere. Here you go. So it looks like we're probably going to need some rib nuts or some drill through and then put some nuts on the backside. I guess I'll have to think about that one. I'm thinking rib nuts, but we'll see about that. So here is where we ran into the problem originally. Okay, so according to the pick lists, all right, according to the pick list, we have a weld-in bung, all right? So we have a weld-in bung that it was supposed to ship with, which it did. Here's something you guys need to keep in mind. Apparently, since I believe they told me July, they no longer ship these kits with the clamp-on O2 bung, okay? They only ship with the weld-in bung, okay? And it's just round. It doesn't have a flange or anything, so you're gonna have to have these welded in. So that one threw me by surprise because I thought for sure they made a mistake, and then I saw the fact that they put in weld-in bung. So I actually gave them a call to find out, did you guys make a mistake? Because I was hoping for the clamp-on. Now, the weld-in is a lot better. Okay, it is. Once you weld it in, if you can get a good weld in there, it's better. And apparently, what I heard from their tech support is that the clamp-on ones tend to fail, and then you get air leaks, and then what ends up happening is your system runs worse. So in order to mitigate a problem, you know, where people start calling them up and saying, hey, you know, I'm having all these issues, and they've been finding that the clamp-on bungs are having issues, what they did is they decided to discontinue the clamp-on bungs and go this route. But it threw me because I wanted the clamp-on bung. Because again, everything runs through committee and I don't have the ability to weld in a bung myself. So I would have to dismantle the entire, the exhaust and send it somewhere to have it welded. And I just don't feel like doing that because I don't have the time or the money at the moment. I have to spread these things out. I don't know. A lot of times people look like they have a lot of money or they sound like they have a lot of money and they'll just throw it pretty much everywhere. But again, I have to be careful how much I spend all the dang time. And so this one threw me. So the other thing is I went through the entire list to find out, hey, you know what? I'm also missing the, what is it? Where is it? The one USB adapter. It's nowhere. It was nowhere in the case. All right. So I'm pretty sure that there was supposed to be a USB adapter, especially since I've seen other videos and it was there. And so I did give him a call. All right. And we'll get into that in a minute, but I just want to show you what's in there. Here's one of my concerns about that extra piece of black foam padding. And where did it belong? Did it belong outside of this case? I don't think so. I'm not sure what happened. Was this a returned kit? Did somebody go through it and then they just didn't know where it went or forgot or just tossed it in? I have no idea. But here's what I find interesting about it. So the other one was on top, and it kept the top of everything very, very nicely protected. But I don't know if you can see it here, but down here, there is no padding underneath this. So if you can see right here, this, because there is no padding underneath there and there was a cutout, the Killshot on its way to my house, the linkage was just poking through the entire time. And so what happened was the linkage has been digging in right there. You can see how it sits right there. Now, it begs the question, did this take damage because of it? I don't know. We're gonna find out, I guess, once we put it together, and hopefully it goes on smooth, and hopefully I don't have any problems, because man, I seem to have the worst luck. Just in life in general, everything just seems to, if it can go wrong, it will go wrong. I know a lot of you guys also have the same problem, so, oh Lord, I hope this does not have an issue, because it's been banging around the entire time. Now, why was it like this? I do not know. The only thing I can imagine is somebody opened the kit in order to check things and maybe didn't put everything back the exact same way. What I believe should have happened is I believe one of these pads should have gone at the bottom, followed by this, everything inside, and then the last remaining pad should have gone on top to keep everything well protected. But it didn't. It didn't come that way. So we're gonna find out how everything works afterward, okay? So, what ended up happening? So I found out that everything did not show up as expected, and so I gave the Aces people a call. And I asked them, hey, look, this is my situation, and I was expecting a clamp-on bung, and I also didn't get the little adapter, right, for the USB. So they were super kind. I spoke to someone, I believe his name was Bob, right? Did I write it down? Ben. His name was Ben. So I spoke to someone named Ben from Aces. And this guy is patient, this guy is kind, and this guy didn't play games with me, man. He just said, oh, okay, yeah, we're very sorry about this, and he just wanted to make it right. So they sent me this UPS ground. It got here 2 days later. I live in Texas. They are in Tennessee. I cannot complain at all so far about the customer service from Aces. So this is what he sends me. Again, a pick list or shipping label or shipping list, whatever. And look at what they sent me. A clamp-on bung, and here's my little USB adapter. So what's cool about the little USB adapter is it also has an Aces symbol on it. So this is their own little USB adapter. So that I found kind of cool. The other thing is the clamp-on bung. So Ben was the one who told me that they no longer do these, that these are the way they're going because of reliability issues and they don't want to have a problem with us. So they've discontinued this and they've done this. But he took the time to go to the back room, I guess, or whatever, and he found in one of these that was left over, even though they don't do these anymore. He found one of these because I told him my situation. Look, I don't have the money or the time right now in order to be tearing apart my exhaust system and sending it up. Stupid fly, go away. Tearing apart my exhaust system and sending it somewhere to get it welded, right? I mean, obviously, I'm going to do this at some point. I just don't have the ability to do it right now, right? So I needed one of these. I could have gone and bought one, but he was kind enough to send me this free of charge because I asked for it and I told him my situation. So Ben, if you see this or any of his supervisors or managers, well done, dude. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. So far, I can't complain. Aces is standing behind what they say that they're gonna do. Their customer service is fantastic. So far, we'll see how things go. Anyway, this is my unboxing video for you guys. This is my very first YouTube video. I know the lighting sucks. I know the audio is not great, and that's because I'm doing this off of a cell phone. But I thought that with the situation that I had right here, that you guys might want to know what's going on and, what you can expect. But also, so far you can expect great customer service.